Hi, I'm Gabriel, and this is the 16th of May 2019, and here we go with a new development vlog. And as you might understand, I decided to do a development vlog every week, and I think we're going to keep going like this because the other videos I do are very hard to make, and they take me a lot of time, and I actually get less feedback from this video, and I think people are more interested in the development vlog and to see the game getting made. And so I think we're going to do one of these every week now. And so for this development vlog, unfortunately there's not a lot to see, and this week I'm working on the technical animation side, it's called, and it's basically the concept of managing the technical aspect of how the animation will work in the game. And the point is to optimize everything as much as possible, and it's a lot of technical work, so there is not a lot to see, unfortunately. So I still work on this animation. I'm watching Haikyuu, which is a fantastic anime about volleyball. You should see it. It's kind of old and I finally get to see it, but it got me inspired to this animation. It's still not complete, and I'm having fun animating a lot of stuff, and I'm studying the Rigify rig. The rig is basically the skeleton that move the character in the game, and I'm studying it in a way that I'm basically trying to understand how can I modify it and how can I adapt it to the game as much as possible to create as many units, because I have to do a lot of different characters for my game, and I want to adapt the rig to do as many as I can, as fast as I can. And so there's not a lot to see this week, but actually I want to talk about something else. So this week I played a couple of games. The first game is Katana Zero, that you can see here, and it's a fantastic game. And the reason why I want to talk about this, it's not only to suggest the game to you, but that's actually kind of the point of what I want to talk about, because this game is really good. And I play another game, Raid 2, I'm playing right now, and the point is that when I play Katana Zero, I realized that it's one of the best games ever made in the last few years. It's like really good, and I think it's what video games should look like, basically. It's a really nice game, and what I realized is that basically if we have to give a score to this game, it's a 10 out of 10, but the problem is that I will never suggest the game to somebody. As you can see, it's kind of a hard game, and it's very particular, and if you like what you see, and I did like the game as soon as I see it the first time, if you like it, you will enjoy it a lot, but it's not the kind of game I can suggest to everybody, unfortunately. But this doesn't take out the fact that it's nearly a perfect game. It's really good, and I don't want to spoil anything. And the point, if this game is a 10 out of 10 that I will not suggest, if you're watching this video, you're probably going to like it, but you really have to like the style even to like a game like this. And the point is that the other game I'm playing, Raid 2, I honestly didn't know what to expect, because here's the thing, I have a list of things I didn't like about the game, basically. And I was expecting it to be really good, and if Katana Zero is a 10 out of 10 that I will not suggest, Raid 2 is probably a 3 out of 10 that it's very easy to suggest. If you see a little bit if you see the trailer and you like what you're seeing, you're probably going to enjoy the game. But it's not a good game. It's not a good game at all. It's poorly done. It's really poorly done. And I decided to talk about this in particular because it's surprising to me how they can make a game like this, and to the low care that they release the game in particular. It's a massive game with a lot of budget to development, a lot of people working on the game, and it's missing substantial part of the game. When I develop my game, I'm literally spending hours just to design a little story moment that I will add in my game. And it's surprising to me to see a game like Raid 2 that really doesn't care about any, even like putting a little bit of content or story, quality story inside the game. It's just that they put a lot of stuff that it's really bad. And the game is unfortunately poorly done, and it's still fun. It's still fun. People are saying that the combat is the best part, and I doubt it. There is one review even saying that it's the best first-person shooter of this generation, and they probably didn't play Doom. And it's a nice game and I'm enjoying it, but it's disappointing. It's really disappointing as a developer, because they do a lot of stuff that they really don't care about the details in this game, unfortunately. So, one I want to go through now is this list I made of the thing I didn't like about the game, actually. And it's there is a lot of stuff here. So as you can see, I have a lot of problems with the game. So the first thing is the melee attacks don't destroy the bosses, and I know it's a little thing, but it's outstanding to me how they were able to create a game and they didn't care about the melee attack of the game. And what I mean is that there are little crates in the bots that you find, and if you do a melee attack to this crate, half the time you don't destroy them. And it's like, this is a big problem, because it shows how they didn't play the game enough. They didn't know how to create a melee attack correctly. They didn't care about creating a melee attack correctly. I always talk about Overwatch, but Overwatch does melee attack in a very straightforward way. It's an AoE attack, it's a cleave, he has a lot of range. But the point is that if you are aiming at an enemy and you want to melee attack, it's very simple to do the melee attack in that way. Here instead they did an extremely precise melee attack that it's not even to break the bosses that are on the ground. You aim at the bots on the ground, you're not able to destroy it, and it's a big disappointment, because it really goes up to the game director of the game not having clear idea how to create this game. It's a small thing, and if you get wrong a small thing like the bots is a big problem for the whole game. And also the guns are interpolating with the walls, which is basically you can have a gun entering a wall, which is very weird. That's not how you do guns, because the first person gun is in another layer, it's not just there up front with you. So the second point is the storage containing hunting sack. Yes, because basically when you clear a level like this, then you have to go around finding these storage containers that are hidden in the level, and you basically spend more time finding this stuff if you want to complete 100% the game. You spend more time looking for this stuff than to actually shoot at people. And so I complain that there is no story, but it's okay to not have a story. I think you have to acknowledge that there is no story, because Doom again was able to do a story and it doesn't have a story, and it's a fantastic point to find in Doom. And if Doom was able, even here that you have a lot more possibility to do story and even try to do story, it's disappointed that the story is that bad. But then if you aim only at doing shooting, don't do finding treasure around the map. And you can see these boxes with the pink top. Those are the bots you have to find, and here you can see there are two, but the third one is hidden in the map and you have to go find it, and it's really annoying. So another thing is the vehicle are teleporting. Basically you summon vehicles and vehicles just appear in front of you. It looked like the developer didn't care about creating the whole experience of summoning vehicle. You know, you would expect the vehicle to drop from the sky and it just appear in front of you, and it sucks. Then sound clue or menus are missing or used. Yes, basically you buy upgrade in the menu, there is no sound playing, and it's just missing the sound, because for other upgrades there are the sound. And the interface is not completely compatible with mouse. Yes, if you use the interface with the mouse, you have to press enter or F or switch all the time. Even if you have buttons on the screen, you cannot press this button. It's like if you have a button, you have to press F to press the button. You can't click with the mouse. That's a big problem with the game, actually, because it's really annoying. The menus are hard to manage. There are no hair in the game, and because they didn't complete that. Yes, I highly think that half of the people in the game have no hair, and I think that they wanted to add the hair to the character later. They basically create a socket for the hair, and they put basically the hair on the character later in the game. They didn't arrive in that later in the game, so all the characters you find, they all wearing glasses, they're all wearing hat. Basically none of them have hair, and it's just a lack of details. It's outstanding. Boring concept designing. Yeah, you can see here, this is like the Goon Squad. It's just colorful crazy people, and that's it. It looks like Twisted Metal in a first-person shooter, and it's okay, but it's boring. And again, you create this big game and you don't care about doing something special with them. You can do a lot of crazy things with this. Borderlands showed us how you can create crazy characters but still have a little bit of depth in them, and here characters really don't have depth. Boring weapon, yes, it's basically the shotgun is nice, but then there is the pistol and there is this other gun here, and it's not interesting stuff, honestly. Did this thing really happen to me? Wow, nice interface, you see. And there is the shotgun and there is the pistol. If a game has a pistol, I have big problem with the game. How can you even think that a pistol is a good weapon in a game at this point? I don't even know. And then there is the bad beginning and tutorial. Feels like a 360 game. Yeah, it's basically the game start and there is a cutscene with you playing the game, and with people shooting at the bad guys, and bad guys arriving and being very stupid, and they get shot at, and this character that you don't care dies, and it's a lot of character you don't care that dies really quick in the game. And then the game locks you into this hologram explaining the story to the game to you, and it locks you for like 3 minutes that you cannot do nothing that 3 minutes. That's really a bad game design to explain the game. You should just use audio log, or just show, let me play the game, let me do cool thing as you explain the game. Poor character writing, yes, basically I don't care. I don't even remember the name of the character, and he say its name multiple times. Poor camera direction for cutscene, yes, as I said, you see this character shooting at some bad guys, and the camera is basically standing on the side looking at the scene all the time, and nothing happened. And here we are talking about animation, and what you're supposed to do is that you put the camera basically on the gun, you put the camera on top of the head of the character, you put the camera behind the character or under the character. When you do 3D stuff, when you do animation, one of the rules is that you should let the camera do what the camera can't do, because in reality you have this huge camera to move, and in a video game you don't have a camera, and it's a wasted opportunity that you're just letting the camera stand on the side of the character and just doing nothing all the time, where you can actually move the camera in a very crazy way. This is a concept of even when famous Oscar winner animation, it says that you should let the camera do what the camera can't do. And here they literally don't have a camera director, which for a game like this is important actually. Just don't hire one, ask somebody to do it, but just have somebody managing the camera. Bad gamification, yes, you basically collect currency all over the place, and they kinda suck, because you can actually have a currency that does everything and will be the same. Instead you have 100 different currency, and the game really loves to tell you how the currency work. All the time, repeatedly, always telling you that you have a new currency and you should use it, and it's just outstanding to me. Two food dials, yes, this is actually referring to the fact that the game the game doesn't have a story, they don't care about the story, but they spread datapads that you have to read all over the world, like if the game has this beautiful narrative that you have to explore. It doesn't have it. It kinda sucks the narrative, and datapads should be like little story that represent a little joke. It should make you laugh, or it should give more depth to character like the goons here. And sometimes they do, but it's really bad, and it's all stuff borrowed by other games, which is outstanding. Low word narration, yes, basically the word is all the same, is all the straight stuff with the same faction going around. There's nothing to it, really, there's nothing to it. Too many upgrade currencies, I talk about this, too many upgrades. Yeah, there are I think there are at least 10 different currency, and 4 or 5 or even 6, and every weapon has its own tree to explore to upgrade stuff. Yes, you have to upgrade to unlock the upgrades. It's just crazy, they went crazy with the upgrade. There are some bugs, but that's not a problem. The interface is really bad for the car. The car are really bad to drive. As you can see here, I'm having difficulty driving the vehicle here, and I was able to do what I wanted to do, but it's just difficult to drive the vehicle around. They didn't work at all about it. And here's the thing, I'm still enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the game, and I'm having fun with it, and it's the biggest problem, I guess, and this is something I heard people talking about this, is the fact that this is a test for them. They wanted to test the technology, and I think they wanted to do a Doom open world game, and they are seeing if they can do the game. And I'm not okay with this, because they basically contact Avalanche Studio. They ask if they want to help them, and Avalanche was working on Mad Max 2, obviously, because you have the water town and the bullet town in this game, and it's stuff borrowed by Mad Max. And the fact that they are borrowing a game like this and readapting it's very obvious that this should have been Mad Max 2. And the problem is that they're using Rage to do. They're using the IP of Rage to do a game, and they're basically wasting the IP, because nobody will care about Rage 3 anymore. And that's not how you do games, I think. If you want to do a game, just try to make it work as much as you can so people can love it. Nobody is going to love this game. And especially when Doom 2 will come out, the Doom Eternal I think it's called. It's going to surpass this game on all the aspects. And now, after all this hate and trashing on Rage 2, I would say that I like this game. I'm enjoying this game, and it's fun. I'm having fun. And again, it's a 3 out of 10. But if you like what you get, you're going to enjoy the game. And I'm enjoying the game because I really like first-person shooter. But it's a big wasted opportunity, this game. They should have really worked on doing a lot more stuff with this game, and they didn't really care about doing a lot more stuff with this game. They wanted to go for the bare minimum. This is what happened when you have a development studio but you don't have a game director. And again, there is a game director here, and for what he had, I think he did a great job. The point is that there was not a person having an idea in mind and a way to evolve on this idea. They just took random stuff and they put the random stuff in the game, and it didn't work very well. So I'm not saying that the game director did a bad job. It's just that there was not a game director that cared. I really doubt that was a people that went out to Bethesda and say like, okay, let's do this game, let's call ID to help us, let's call Avalanche Studio and use the Mad Max engine to do this game. No, what they did is that the publisher Bethesda went to Avalanche Studio and they asked ID to help on the game, and they just wanted to release a game. And they didn't market the game, because whoever buy the game. They didn't care at all about the success of this game, and it's outstanding that people are doing like this. But unfortunately, the game is, you can have fun, but it's not good at doing anything, unfortunately, and it's a big wasted opportunity. I would like to see Doom possibly Doom 3 being an open world like this, but taking inspiration from Zelda Breath of the Wild, because this game is taking inspiration for Far Cry, and it's the best kind of inspiration you can get, because that's the Ubisoft game. It's very repetitive. Breath of the Wild show how you can do an open world game and being fun, and due to the fact that Breath of the Wild is out and they show you how you should do stuff, having a game that it's an open world and it's not doing stuff correctly is just a big wasted opportunity. So I think, and I'm liking the game. If you like what you're seeing even in this video, you're probably going to enjoy the game, but there's nothing more than this. There's really nothing more than this. And I will say that for some aspect I like Rage 1 more. I see that Rage 1 was a game that people wanted to make, and if you see, you can find it online, but there was the initial demo of Doom that they scrapped out, and basically this game looked like that. This game looked like the game you should not do when you realize the game is going to look like this. And that means it's just you go around shooting, and there is a lot of dudes, and there is, there's not the depth even in the gameplay that Doom has, and which a depth that only people that care about this kind of game will see. And I do care about first-person shooter, and I'm finding a lot of problem with Rage. So I will play the game, I will finish the game, and I will have fun, but that doesn't take out I'm strongly disappointed with the game, and there's nothing special about this game, unfortunately. And the reason why I'm disappointed is that they spend so much money, so much resources in making bad games in it, which is outstanding. We are going in a really bad direction in general if this is the way people are doing video games, if this is the video game industry. The point is, I spending really so much time thinking about the details of my game, and that it's outstanding how they really didn't care in this game. And people are noticing it. It's not that they're not noticing. The reviews are not fantastic for this game, unfortunately. So I think it's everything for today. Thank you for listening, and see you next week. And hopefully there's I think I'm going to do a demo of another game before keep working on my game. Actually, I will stop for a period which is around 1 month and a half, to build a demo of a game that you will be able to play actually. And you will see the development of that game in this vlog soon. So thank you for listening again, and see you soon.